Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to learn how to make this simple and elegant ring with swirls on the sides. Now, if you haven't seen the tutorial on swirls, it would be really good if you watch that first so that you'll have a general understanding on how I make them. And as always, I would like to thank everyone who have watched my previous videos and of course for liking and subscribing to this channel. Because of that, we are now almost at the 6,000 mark, which is really insane. So thank you so much. Anyway, without further delay, let's get right to it. The first thing we're going to need is 2 pieces of 20 gauge dead soft square wire in 16 centimeters. This ring is going to be around a size 7.5 to 7 3/4. So if you want to make a bigger ring, just use a longer base wire. Next, we are going to make sure both wires are completely straight so that it'll be easier to work on them later on. Now, here I am using a nylon tip and a flat nose plier, but if you don't have these, you can use a cloth and your fingers to straighten them out. The next thing we're going to need is 1 piece of 22 gauge dead soft half round wire in 50 centimeters. This is what we're going to use to wrap around the band or the ring shank. If you don't have a half round wire, you can weave the base wires together with a 26 or 28 gauge round. Now here, as you can see, I'm folding the wire in half to prepare it before wrapping the ring. Next, we're going to cut a piece of painter's tape to keep one end of the base wires in place. Make sure that both wires are aligned properly and that they're not twisted in any way. Next, we're going to mark the middle of the base wires. In this particular piece, we are going to wrap a 5 centimeter ring shank. By the way, how do you guys think about the new background? I've been getting a lot of comments asking me to make it lighter as they feel that it's a bit too dark. So I'm trying this at the moment, but yeah, I would like to know what you guys think. So let me know at the comment section down below. Next, we're going to take another piece of painter's tape to secure the other end of the base wires. Again, make sure that both wires are aligned and straight. Now it's time to wrap the base wires. Place the loop at the midpoint of the base wire and start wrapping on one side. Once you wrap the half round wire for about 3 to 4 times, crimp it and continue on. At this point, I'm going to fast forward this bit because it's just repetitive. Next, we are going to use a ring mandrel to shape our ring. Here, I'm using a stainless steel mandrel, which I bought from Amazon for around $20. And before, I was using a plastic ring sizer, which didn't really help so much because it was all scratched up from hammering. This is a really good investment if you're planning on making a lot of rings or any circular projects. Now we're going to size our ring. When making rings, try to make it a little bit smaller because when you hammer the ring, it'll expand. If you make it according to the exact size, chances are it'll become bigger than you originally intended it to be. So since I want it to be a size 17, I'll try to size it at 15 instead for now. Next, we're going to wrap all the wires together and create a bed for our stone. In this ring, I wrapped 4 times on each side. Also, make sure that you cut the ends of the wire on the top side of the ring. Next, we're going to bend the wires outward to lock the size in place before we hammer it. See? Now it's just the right size. And now it's time to choose our stone. With this project, you can use different shapes of stone, but there is a limit as to how big the stone you can use. If you're going to use a round stone, it's best to use a 3 to 5 millimeter stone. And if you're going to use a marquise or an oval, it's best to use a 4x8 to a 5x10 millimeter stone. So here comes the fun part. First, fold the outer wire pointing upwards. And then wrap the inner wire around the outer wire clockwise. Remember not to tug the wire though, just use your fingers to shape them like so. Of course, do the same thing on the other side. Do this really carefully and slowly until you get the shape that you want. Also, bend the wire into almost like an arc so that it'll serve as a cage for the stone. So at this point, I have chosen to use a round stone for this project because it is my favorite shade of blue. Now you can remove the stone while you adjust the shape of the wires until you're satisfied with it. And now we're going to bend the 2 remaining wires. Well, all we need to do is to create another swirl around the first wire that we bent and just trace it along the side. This will create a 3D effect on each side of the stone, kind of like a cinnamon roll. When you're satisfied with the shape and the stone is completely secured, tuck and cut the ends of the wire under the swirl to hide them. And now let's hammer the shank for the last time. So I've oxidized the piece off camera, and now we're going to do the final touches. Here I'm just polishing the whole piece, making sure that everything is in pristine condition. And we are done. Well, not really. So after polishing the ring, I realized that the stone was broken. So I had to remove it and put a new one with the same shape and size. Well, in a way it looks better because it is lighter, so there is a little bit more contrast in terms of color. And there you have it, guys. I hope hope you learned something new today and have enjoyed this tutorial. I have another video coming up soon, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click on the notification bell so you won't miss it. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like this video and leave a message down at the comment section if you have any questions, suggestions, or would just like to say hi. I read all of your comments and I do my best to reply to them as soon as possible. You can also follow me at my socials. All the links are down below at the description box. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy wrapping. Bye.